We have some major updates to break down as news has come out regarding the Toronto Raptors Summer League roster, and there's some surprising names on this list, including former college basketball star, so we'll discuss that, including an update regarding Bruce Brown, multiple that indicate his future is going to be with this organization, and a Team Canada news drop that reveals the roster of this Canada squad, as well as the absolutely stacked division that Canada is going to be in for this Paris Olympics. So I am absolutely amped up for Summer League and the Olympics, so lots of stuff to dive into, and that transitions well, as this video is brought to you by Rentals.ca, who are proudly partnered with Team Canada. While they've been supporting our national team defend their home court into the Olympics, they've also been helping thousands of Canadians find their home floor all across the country, whether in Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary, Halifax, Mississauga, Edmonton, Victoria, St. John's, coast to coast. Rentals.ca is helping you find the perfect place and price for you. Their website is clean, it's easy to use, and you can pinpoint exactly on the map where you want to move so you can find the perfect options in your area. So definitely check out Rentals.ca. You can find their website in the pinned comment as well as the description of this video. So certainly check them out. And shout out to Rentals.ca for supporting our channel, for supporting Team Canada, and supporting thousands of Canadians find their perfect rental spot, finding their next place to move. So definitely, if you haven't already, check them out. It means the world to me. And I'll help you out find your next destination. Even if you're just looking, check out Rentals.ca. But let's dive into the news. Let's dive into what's been going on, because the Raptors have picked up a college star and the Summer League roster has been revealed, and there's some interesting names on this list. Now, you're not familiar with Summer League. Essentially, it's some action for the summer for the younger guys in the Toronto Raptors. So you won't get your Immanuel Quickley, Scottie Barnes, your established players, but the guys that are finding their footing in the NBA need some extra reps. They're going to play for the Summer League squad. It's going to create some awesome action. Frankly, Team Canada right now, the Raptors Summer League team is looking really, really stacked. So basically, we can look at it here now. The names that Raptors fans are probably most familiar with on this list: Ochai Agbaji. DJ Carton played with the team as a two-way option last year. Ochai was acquired at the trade deadline last season from the Utah Jazz. And Gradey Dick, who were on the squad last season. So there are guys that, if you watched the Toronto Raptors, especially the second half of last season, you probably saw some action out there. DJ Carton is a guy that was injured for a bit. So yeah, he's a two-way player for this Raptors group. But our rookie class, we have all of these guys playing in the group right now. So obviously, first round pick Jakob Poeltl is going to be there. You see him at the bottom at this point. We have Jonathan Mogbo, who was our 31st overall pick. We have Jamal Shed, who was picked at number 45. And we also have Early Chompche, who was selected, with the 57th pick, if I'm not mistaken, one of the later round, second round picks. So we have all of our draft picks currently suiting up, as well as Brandon Carlson, who was a guy that was an undrafted kind of signing for this Raptors group. And Quincy Guerrier, who we picked up, a Canadian who's also in the mix. And I overlooked it, but Javon Freeman Liberty is also in the group, who was on the Toronto Raptors last season as well. Eyes looked over him with this giant list of what's going on. But those are the players I think we expected. The Summer League team is looking stacked, looking at it all come together out there on paper. But the one guy that kind of caught a lot of Raptors fans' eyes is basically down there at the bottom, and that's Drew Timme. So if you're not familiar with Drew Timme, and I'm not a big college basketball connoisseur, but I remember this guy playing for Gonzaga with a handlebar mustache, and he's a player that definitely has a really credentialed college basketball career. So basically, he was a former Gonzaga Bulldogs big man, was a 3-time consensus All-American, 2-time West Coast Conference Player of the Year. Timme dominated the college basketball scene for 3 years, but was fairly disappointed in his last lone season in the G League. So basically, what has he been doing for his last season? Coming out of college, leaving Gonzaga. Well, he played for the Wisconsin Herd and didn't put up the craziest stats. I mean, if we look at it here, average 10 points per game, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. He's 6'10". He's a player that did have a few years out there in college and stuff, but he's trying to find his footing in the NBA. So again, I like having big names, exciting players to have on this Raptors group, for the Summer League team. Makes things more exciting and stuff like that. Do I think there's a realistic possibility, like some people are saying, that he's going to make the roster? I doubt it. I think even during this sort of action in Summer League, I think Carlson as well as Earl Chompche are going to get more opportunities and more run than a Drew Timme, but it will be fun to see him play. He's got the handlebar mustache still hidden there with the beard rocking, but definitely an interesting pickup, a fun little signing for the Raptors there at this point. But one guy that people have been really invested in terms of his future with the Raptors group is Bruce Brown, and whether or not his return is incoming for the Toronto Raptors. Well, we have a couple Toronto Raptors updates regarding Bruce Brown. The first one, I don't have a screenshot for, but reportedly he was live at the Scottie Barnes, Immanuel Quickley extension signing press conference. So he was there supporting his team, supporting his squad, and being with this team here now at this point. So shout out to Bruce Brown supporting his current teammates. Now, a lot of people, a lot of reports, essentially all over the news has pegged him as a guy that's going to get dealt, going to get traded, but that deal hasn't happened. And it felt like if a deal were to go down, it would have made sense to do it a week ago. So we'd have that open roster spot. We could bring back the star boy, Trent Jr. We could just make something happen. We could have something go down. But basically, Masai Ujiri hasn't had that occur just yet. So we'll see how things play out along those lines with the future of Bruce Brown. There's been some big dominoes waiting to fall with, Paul George, Klay Thompson. And then, obviously we've had the Lauri Markkanen sweepstakes heat up and, different trades that have been happening. But still, we haven't seen the Bruce Brown deal come to fruition. And then Bruce Brown also posted on his Instagram story, picture in Toronto, picture of the CN Tower. He's back in the city, talking, being back in town for, I guess the press conference as well. It might be the reason he's back, talking to Masai, talking on the future. So Jake Fisher said Bruce Brown expects to get traded, but I don't know. I really, and I want to say this clear. I think the basketball move-wise thing that makes the most sense is to trade Bruce Brown, get off his contract, and more cap flexibility. Do whatever you're doing, in the future, get some assets back. But Bruce Brown, the player, is still a very good basketball player. The fit is questionable. He is a good basketball player, and seems like a good guy to have in the locker room. So, again, do I want him eating into Gradey Dick, Ochai Agbaji, Jakob Poeltl's minutes going to next season? RJ Barrett's there, with this Raptors group, Jamal Shead, Davion Mitchell, and Immanuel Quickley. Probably not. Maybe if he's playing the power forward position, because he has played that in the past. But again, Bruce Brown, if he's on the team, I'm not going to be mad disappointed in wanting him to go. But fit-wise, unless he's playing power forward, isn't the perfect seamless, puzzle piece fit for this Raptors group going into next year. But that's kind of how it goes. But the final thing we're discussing, final thing we're taking a look at is a massive Team Canada update. Now, we have some big news, as the Paris Olympic is definitely going to be absolutely on rails for Team Canada, for just basketball fans in general. It's going to be some good hoop to watch. But we have some updates in terms of what Team Canada's group play, how they're going to try to get out of this group action here. As Team Canada is going to be in there with Greece, Giannis Antetokounmpo, obviously a few other guys on the list. We'll break down the rosters. Australia and Spain. So these are outside the United States. These are 4 teams that all maybe outside of like Serbia. There's some other good teams. I don't want to say these are the only other 4 like great squads out there in the Olympics, but holy smokes, that division is stacked. France is also phenomenal as well. I want to give credit to France there. But looking at these rosters, I mean, we could take a look at it. Giannis, Papagiannis, who used to play for the Houston Rockets, on NBA caliber guy. Nick Kalathis, again, a former NBA guy there, but Kostas Papanikolaou, former NBA guy there at this point. Guys that are dominating Europe, really, really strong players. And then obviously Giannis Antetokounmpo, former league MVP, NBA Finals MVP, all those types of things. That's a tough matchup to face out there in group action. You have Spain, who this group has played together for years, right? They have Lorenzo Brown, former G League MVP, former Toronto Raptor out there, Rudy Fernandez, shooter out there for Spain. They got the Hernan Gomez brothers. We're familiar with Bo Cruz, the Cruz missile out there at this point. Usman Garuba, plays for Golden State here now at this point. This team is loaded. This team is stacked in terms of talent, for Spain, and the chemistry that this group has built up over the years is very, very good squad that has to be taken seriously. And then we also have Australia. So Dyson Daniels, this is the most loaded NBA talent-wise team that we'll have to face, in group action. But Dyson Daniels, Dellavedova, obviously a guy that has had many successful seasons in the NBA. Dante Exum, who's had a breakout year with the Dallas Mavericks past season. Josh Green, also in the Dallas Mavericks last year, but is now traded to the Hornets. Great defender, wing player. Josh Giddey, who I think has become very underrated as a young and up-and-coming star player in the NBA. Joe Ingles, vet, knocking down threes. Jock Londell, he's a guy, space the floor, can finish around the lane. Patty Mills, a savvy vet out there on that group. Australia is a team that's also another NBA loaded squad out there on this team. So it's going to be tough. Now, news has come out today that Basically, Team Canada has locked and loaded their roster. Still no updates in regards to an Andrew Wiggins trade happening. So he's going to be held out for the Olympics. All indications seem to be the case. So no Zach Edey, no Andrew Wiggins. We dropped Trey Bell Haynes, which is the official kind of last drop. O'Shea Brissett is gone. There's a few Toronto Raptors. I guess O'Shea Brissett's a Toronto Raptor. Team Canada, Toronto Raptors. Got to get my names right. But a few guys that were projected to be forwards for this Toronto Raptors team that won't be on this group here now at this point. We're going to be riding with Melvin Edgem, with Dwight Powell, with Kelly Olynyk out there in the front court, and we'll see how it goes. Our backcourt is stacked. Jamal Murray, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, RJ Barrett, Lou Dort, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. The backcourt, there are no issues for Team Canada. That is an all-NBA caliber backcourt there. But obviously, the front court's going to be where the question marks are at. So we'll see how it all shakes out. You'll be able to stop Giannis. It's going to be huge. And we'll see how it plays. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about all this Toronto Raptor Team Canada news. You guys are the best. I'm signing out. Cheers.